The Quest for a Growth Mindset, Leading Teachers to Autonomy by Isabelle Nodarse. Growth mindset. What is it and how do we know if we have it? Great question. Dr. Carol Dweck, professor of psychology at Stanford University, originally coined the phrase after studying the behavior of thousands of children and came to the realization that when students believe they can get smarter, they understand that effort makes them stronger and therefore put in extra time and effort, which leads to higher achievement. According to Dr. Dweck, when students learn through a structured program, they grow their brains and increase their intellectual abilities and thus perform better. Subsequently, when we focus on the process that leads to learning, like hard work or trying new strategies, we foster a growth mindset and its beliefs. A teacher with a growth mindset embraces challenges, persists despite obstacles, sees effort as a path to mastery, learns from criticism, and are inspired by others. As I reflect on my career in education, I believe I exemplified all these characteristics. But how does this translate to my role as a teacher leader? Barnett Berry, founder and CEO of the Center for Teaching Quality, believes that in order to promote teacher leadership, 7 conditions must be in place. 1. Vision and strategy. Teachers must feel part of creating a vision in order to have buy-in. Check. I have always felt valued by my administrators and superiors and have been given freedom and space to create professional development based on the needs of the faculty. 2. Administrative support. According to Berry, principals must be willing to share power with teachers and must have the skills to cultivate them as leaders. He points out that the most educational leadership programs focus on supervising teachers, not supporting them as leaders. Check. I have been fortunate to have had administrators and program leads that are not micromanagers. They have had full trust in my abilities and skills. 3. Adequate resources. Berry believes that personnel within schools need to think more flexibly of how to allot the dollars that do exist. Check. As department chair, I was given the monetary resources to fund initiatives for my department that would help impact student writing. The school's PTSA was also very supportive, and the school allowed me to fundraise for the purchase of additional resources such as novels. 4. Enabling work structures. In order to cultivate teacher leaders, more authentic collaboration needs to take place. Check. As department chair, my administrators built in additional collaboration time to our schedules during the months that students needed to focus on writing. As an induction coach, my department built in plenty of time for collaboration through in-field visits, forums, and peer collaborative meetings. 5. Supportive social norms and working relationships. According to Berry, these are key to teacher leadership. This requires a commitment to all students and respect for different areas of expertise. Check. Both at the school and in the district, we work diligently at not only having a strong relationship with each other, but to rely on each other's expertise to guide us and model for us. 6. Blurred roles. Teachers must be allowed to feel as a leader and take on those leadership roles within the school and district. Check. While at the school, administration never usurped my role as department chair and let everyone know that they fully supported any decisions I made for my department. At the district, my supervisors and program leads listen to my input and allow me to lead when necessary and trust my judgment on all levels. And finally, 7. Inquiry and risk-taking. Berry writes, teachers need powerful driving questions to push their work forward. School systems must be able to interrogate themselves about the extent to which they create opportunities for teachers to learn and lead in ways that spread teaching expertise and improve student outcomes. Check. As part of my current role, we need to engage in a process called MyCap, which is My Inquiry Cycle Action Plan. We set goals for ourselves and create an inquiry question and then engage in an action research of our chosen strategy to address teachers' needs and impact student achievement. Therefore, according to Dweck and Berry, I am the quintessential teacher leader, right? Well, that's what I thought. As a previous English department chair for an A school, whose writing and reading scores were in the top 5 in the district for 5 years straight, and who also had created and conducted school-wide professional development on writing across the curriculum, I thought I exemplified a growth mindset. having successfully completed an extremely rigorous and multi-step hiring process for my role as an induction coach in front of a panel of directors and principals, I felt that I had further demonstrated that I was a true teacher leader. However, even people with growth mindsets can be fixed at times, a concept I would soon learn. In 2013, the new Teacher Center partnered with Broward County Public Schools to address the issue of teacher attrition as well as equitable learning opportunities for a diverse population of students. In August of 2014, I began my grant-funded position as an induction coach. During the first 2 years, NTC provided me with rigorous trainings on how to build trusting relationships with my teachers, plan standard-based lessons that incorporates effective instructional strategies, analyze students' work to drive instruction and differentiate that instruction to meet the needs of diverse learners, and provide non-evaluative observations and feedback to help the teachers move their practice forward and impact student achievement. The focus for this time of learning was on teacher performance and student achievement. During my second year as an induction coach, I applied for the University of Florida's Lastinger Center's Teacher Leader Fellowship. The principle of this collaborative community of educators would focus on supporting teachers to address the quality of education in the state of Florida. Through this process, the Lastinger Center for Learning partnered with the Center for Teaching Quality would promote teacher voice and leadership. By January 2016, I was given the news that I was one of 40 educators chosen to participate in a teacher leadership community of learning and growth. The focus of learning during my 18 months of participation in the fellowship would be on me as a leader and my impact on education. As previously mentioned, my role as an induction coach was to support brand new teachers in the first 2 years of their profession. While some of the teachers did graduate from College of Education degree, most of the teachers I supported were working with an alternative certificate and had very little knowledge of the education system, what it entailed to be a teacher, how to plan, assess, monitor, and so forth. As we know, the list of job duties of a teacher is extensive. Excited for my new role, I visited each teacher with great enthusiasm and a plethora of ideas of how to teach. My previous belief of a teacher leader is one who leads. I was ready to lead my new teachers to success. During my first year of coaching, I approached my teachers with my previously delivered lessons and strategies and was greatly affronted when they expressed reluctance in conducting the lessons or implementing the instructional strategies I offered. I couldn't understand why they were not equally eager to try these ideas out on their students. After all, I let them know that I was a master teacher in English, I was a department chair, and our scores were through the roof. I began to notice that many teachers would smile, nod their heads, take notes, but when I returned and asked them how the lesson went, they shyly informed me that they decided not to use the lessons we collaborated on. Upon further reflection, I realized that our collaboration was more my talking and their listening. My first year as an induction coach was one of extreme frustration, probably more so on the teacher's part than on mine. While NTC continuously emphasized through their extensive trainings that I needed to listen to the teacher's concerns and address those concerns, I needed to think and rethink the idea of listening. My participation in the University of Florida Teacher Leader Fellowship allowed me to hone in on my voice as a teacher leader and my impact on education, both for the teachers as well as the students. While contemplating the idea of voice, we viewed a TED Talks video by Julian Treasure at our first Fellowship Institute in March of 2016 titled 5 Ways to Listen Better. In his speech, Mr. Treasure mentioned that when we listen, we have filters that help us narrow what we're actually listening to: culture, language, values, beliefs, attitudes, expectations, and intentions. I realize that truly listening means considering the speaker's culture, language, values, beliefs, attitudes, expectations, and intentions, not my own. This belief was further reinforced when I asked the teacher why she did not implement the lesson we worked on, and she replied, "I'm not you." Mr. Treasure advises that we need to receive the information the speaker is sharing, appreciate their input, summarize what we heard, and ask questions that would facilitate further conversation. While I was certainly doing that, I realized that I was doing so superficially. This was an eye-opener for me, in that I began to recognize that while I believed my teachers were displaying characteristics of a fixed mindset by avoiding challenges, giving up easily to obstacles, seeing effort as fruitless, ignoring useful feedback, and being threatened by others' successes, these behaviors were a reaction to my actions. During our 18-month journey, the participants of the fellowship were able to collaborate through a mirage of methods and mediums under the tutelage and encouragement of the Center for Teaching Quality, as well as the facilitators from the Lassinger Center for Learning. Whether the collaboration took place face-to-face during a conference or regional meetings, or via technology through Twitter, blogging, or email, we became a community of learners as well as leaders. While the expertise in the room was always recognized and appreciated, and with so many leaders with a common goal, we learned how to listen, question, reflect, and respect each other. In this article, The Art of Facilitative Leadership, Maximizing Others' Contributions, Jeffrey Kofoud outlined the fundamentals of facilitating leadership. According to Kofoud, we need to actively listen, encourage and generate discussion, help stimulate creative thinking, intervene without taking control, draw out others' opinions in an objective and non-judgmental manner, support teams in various stages of group development, help individuals reflect on their experiences and learnings, and help shape more powerful and strategic questions for exploration. After reading his article and having a discussion with the conference facilitators as well as my peers, I realized that my work with my teachers was more than just planning standards-based lessons, analyzing student work, assessing the students, or any of the myriads of other knowledgeable or skills teachers needed to understand and apply. My role also was facilitating their potential leadership. While I was developing my leadership abilities, I was also cultivating theirs. While I originally believed that the intention of the University of Florida Teacher Leader Fellowship was to help us make teacher leaders, I realized early on that the facilitators were guiding us to encourage others to become leaders as well. I could still be passionate about kids and the content with my teachers. I could still brainstorm ideas and suggest strategies, and I could be an inspiration to them as well. However, the learning had to be done by them. The ideas needed to be their own. I needed to be the catalyst that sparked their growth by engaging in inquiry and reflection, not by expecting compliance. Simon Sinek, in his TED Talk session titled "Start with the Why, Not the How or the What," explains that most of us know what we do and how we do it, but we don't have a clear idea of why we do what we do. My exuberance in helping teachers become superstar teachers made me forget the why. I knew what our goal was, and I knew how to impact student achievement, but I forgot the why: to support teachers during the first 2 years of the teaching profession while they learn how to plan standard-based lessons and implement those lessons using strategic and effective instructional strategies that addresses the needs of diverse learners and is driven by the analysis of the students' work, to support them as they become leaders in their classrooms and in their schools, to encourage and inspire them during the most challenging of times of the year, and to praise and celebrate their milestones and successes. As Canadian writer and leadership speaker Robin S. Sharma once said, "Leadership is not about a title or a designation. It's about impact, influence, and inspiration. Impact involves getting results. Influence is about spreading the passion you have for your work, and you have to inspire teammates." Further reflecting on my previous coaching, I definitely see my ability to impact, influence, and inspire my teachers. Yes, I still believe I was a teacher leader. However, I can now see that my view of teacher leader was self-defined, one who leads. I was leading. However, I was so concerned about encouraging my teachers to have a growth mindset and learn from my mistakes and successes that I failed to realize that I was creating the fixed mindset I was fighting against. According to Dr. Dweck, The crucial point for individuals is that these mindsets has a large impact upon our understanding of success and failure. Fixed mindset people dread failure, feeling that it reflects badly upon themselves as individuals, while growth mindset instead embrace failure as an opportunity to learn and improve their abilities. The process I undertook by being a participant of the University of Florida Teacher Leader Fellowship allowed me to learn and ultimately question, was I dreading my teacher's failures because it would reflect upon my coaching skills? Was I learning from my hiccups along the way? As the last and final institute for the fellowship approached, I began to reflect on this expedition and track evidence of my shift in mindset. In looking through my tools, and especially my interactions and notes with the school's administrators, as well as the teachers' roles and growth within not only the classroom, but the school as well, I realized that at first my work with the new teachers revolved around them as classroom teachers, mostly lesson planning, analysis of student work, and observations of instructional practices. However, as my definition of a teacher leader has developed, so has my collaboration with the teachers I support. According to Charlotte Danielson, teacher leader refers to the set of skills demonstrated by teachers who teach students but also have influence that extends beyond their own classrooms to others within their own school and elsewhere. During my second year as an induction coach and my participation with the fellowship began, I began to take the learnings from each fellowship meeting in collaboration with the other fellows and implement them with my collaborative work with the teachers I support. My focus then veered towards facilitative and encouraging my teachers to have a voice and advocate for education as a whole, not just in their classroom, but within their schools as well. More first-year teachers began taking on leadership roles outside of the classroom, such as assistant coaches for the athletics department, leading PLCs for their own departments, creating year-long curriculum for their grade levels, mentoring other teachers, modeling effective instructional strategies, and even becoming department chairs. Mobilizing and energizing does not occur because of the role of the leader as boss, as might be the case with a principal, but rather because the individual, according to Danielson, is informed and persuasive. Therefore, an important characteristic of a teacher leader is expertise and skill in engaging others in complex work. So, did I reach the end of my quest? Yes and no. Yes, I believe I truly understand the role of teacher leader and have become increasingly passionate in helping teachers find their voice, recognize when they have a fixed versus a growth mindset, and encourage them to embrace education as a whole and advocate for teaching and learning. However, my personal journey has not ended. While I continue growing as a teacher leader, I look forward to beginning a doctorate in educational leadership, not to be an administrator, but to continue cultivating leadership skills within our teachers.